As my life continues on this planet, values, meanings, and purpose seem to get more and more complicated. Am I just working to survive? Is this the best use of my time on Earth? Am I doing enough? These questions flow through my consciousness, constantly finding their way to the surface. The best way I know how to silence this internal chatter is to seek out nature. This usually includes some sort of adventure to get there, which serves as a great excuse to be silent with myself, while also scratching the itch of my working brain. This manifested itself into pedaling my bike 100 miles for a solo overnight camping trip. Included is nature, Harriman State Park, adventure, pedaling my bike further than I'm probably capable, and keeping my working mind occupied for hours on end, pedaling the damn bike. Hitting the road felt good that morning. Traveling on a bike over dirt trails is liberating, especially with the feeling of self-sufficiency that comes from carrying all of your own gear.
Woo. Got the whole rig here. Got the sleeping pad in the tent on the back, food, extra shirt, extra pair of underwear and socks in the front, water, and then I have my sleeping bag, a little more clothes and a jacket in the back because it's going to be a little cold tonight. So that's kind of what we're working with. About to hit the trail here again. Let's get on it.
Similar to riding a motorcycle, you're immersed in the environment you're traveling through. Not having trained for this ride at all, it was hard. The bike probably weighed 50 plus pounds, and it's a single speed, so going up hills was especially tough.
Damn.
I like a challenge, but ended up walking the bike up quite a few hills later that day.
All right, you guys just had a little lunch here at a little coffee shop right across the Cuomo Bridge. We're gonna keep trucking on. We're about 30 miles in so far. Okay, I'm at the point where I'm pretty much absolutely destroyed. I am so tired. Luckily, I'm only about 2 miles or so from the nearest campsite. We're about 5 miles still from where I was planning to camp, but either way, we're pretty close. I think we're gonna use the closer one tonight. Put on a little bug spray, resting for a second. I'm gonna eat some candy that I have on me just to try to boost the carbs and push through these last couple miles straight up this hill. Wish me luck, we're almost there. Gonna give it one last final go. Got about a mile left to this next campsite. Whew!
What's the signature on the permit?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you guys. Okay, finally made it. There were actually a few major problems today. Number one, forgot my AirPods. Maybe a blessing in disguise, I don't know. Number two, I forgot my multi-tool this morning for my bike. I have these cranks, which are what the pedals are attached to on the bike. And for some reason on this bike, they loosen up all the time. And if you don't have that tool, you're literally only gonna have one pedal. Fingers crossed for tomorrow, but today they did not loosen at all over 50 miles, which is ridiculous. Sometimes on a 5-mile ride in the city, they'll loosen up, but not today. I guess the other one was that I was so tired at the end of this. And of course the huge hill was at the very end of the day. So ended up walking my bike a lot, but could be worse. I made it. Final problem is that we are currently at 49.65 miles. And that's just ridiculous. We have to make it an even 50 for the day. So I'm gonna unload my bike with all this heavy shit on it and go ride around the campground for a minute until we hit 50 miles. All right, let's go hit 50 miles. And with that, we have 50 miles. Let's set up the tent. I've never set up this tent before, so wish me luck. It's at least been many years.
When I finally made it to camp, I was exhausted and relieved to have made it. After the soreness started settling in, a slight anxiety started developing about the prospect of tomorrow's 50-mile ride home.
Alright, I think we're gonna have to switch sites because I forgot this tent can't be fully set up without stakes and can't set up on a platform, so I think we're gonna head over here to where it's a little flat and it's raining. Shit. Had a little bit of a rain scare there for a second, so had to scramble to get the tent set up. And moving all this stuff over to this new-ish spot over here, just across the way. So I got this crazy tiny tent all set up. It's time to cook up some of these backpacking meals. Good stir. Time to dig in. I'm glad I didn't just buy one of these. I'm probably gonna eat another one in a minute. All this wet wood is an absolute shit show because it rained yesterday. But literally after probably 2 hours, I finally started getting this fire going.
I spent hours trying to start a campfire with the driest sticks and leaves I could find, eventually becoming successful.
Fire's still going. Now, we got the jet boil going again. Next up, smoked 3-bean chili. I'm still very hungry. Got our sizzling fire in the background from all that wet firewood. This one's pretty interesting, I gotta say. Fuck, it's food, you know?
The fire definitely wasn't a rager, but continued on through the evening, sizzling with each damn stick I placed over the embers. I finally unzipped the tent and laid down for some well-deserved sleep. I tossed and turned through the night, the ground in a fight with my sore body, but eventually woke to the forest of bird songs and a thick fog.
Good morning. So, we got way more rain than I was hoping we'd get last night, and the tent is pretty soaked. It's also pretty old, so the rainfly let quite a bit of water through, and the inside of the tent is pretty wet. Got little puddles all around like this.
The tent was soaked from the rain during the night, and every item was damp or soaking wet.
These gloves got stuffed into the corner of a tent last night, unfortunately, and they are completely soaked. Oh man. That tent has definitely seen better days. Made myself a little coffee. Nervous about the 50 miles I have to ride again today. I'm sore. I'm gonna have to stay a little bit more on top of eating some more food today and probably taking a few more rests. Also drinking more water, maybe get some Gatorade or something on the way to boost the electrolytes a little bit. I think we can do it. There's a spider in my seat.
A few fellow campers commented on how crazy I was to ride my bike all the way here.
Where are you from?
Oh, New York City.
New York?
Yeah.
You
I rode.
bicycle?
I did.
Just bicycle?
Yeah.
And then I was off again to venture home. Make sure I know where I'm going. As I started off, my legs immediately made it known that they were exhausted, and I started planning how I would bail if I met my breaking point. About 30 minutes in, I started feeling bad. I realized I was dehydrated and underfed, so I stopped at a gas station to grab a Gatorade and some snacks. Somehow, this and more snacks kept me just below my breaking point all day. With it now being Saturday, I was passed by countless people on $10,000 bikes wearing brightly colored Lycra. This made me happy to be going at an easier pace in my jeans and t-shirt, getting the occasional disapproving glare. I waved to every passing cyclist, receiving only about 1 in 10 back.
There's Rudy Van Gelder's studio. Thank you.
I finally pulled up to my apartment building after crossing 4 New York City bridges, barely able to carry my bike up the 3 flights of stairs. I did it. And my knees still hurt 2 weeks later.